This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend and administrator of JimCornette.com and the Jim Cornette Experience on MLW every week. And you are listening to the Undisputed Wrestling Show and Angry Marks and all these people that are asking me all these questions that I'm answering with forthrightness and honesty.
In your entire time in professional wrestling, Jim, what is your favorite time, I guess? What promotion was your favorite time in and why?
Oh, gosh. You know, that's really hard to answer. I mean, I loved my time with the Midnight Express. That was probably the greatest part of my career was, you know, both personally and professionally, because not only was I able to travel around with guys that were good friends of mine, and it was a lot of fun, but also when I went out and said that the Midnight Express are the greatest tag team in wrestling, I wasn't lying. I was telling the honest-to-God truth. And you can't say that most of the time. You know, the manager always has to say that his guys are the best in the world, but in this case, not only was I telling the truth, but pretty much everybody had to admit it. So that was great. I loved the triumphs of Smoky Mountain Wrestling, like selling the Knoxville Civic Coliseum out for the Night of Legends and getting to honor guys that had, you know, paved the way, were pioneers in East Tennessee wrestling, like Ron and Don Wright and Whitey Caldwell and Don and Al Green and those guys. And I really enjoyed my time in Ohio Valley Wrestling, because not only was I part owner, but also the matchmaker and television announcer, and I was able to be partners with Danny Davis, who's a great friend of mine, and it has been since I first met him in 1978, I believe. And, you know, so it's hard to pick just one. There were a lot of bright spots, but also for every bright spot, there's always that oil slick that you find, you know, in some places. So I've had good ones and bad ones.